Hello guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make a clicking or tapping game. Mine is called Space Tapping Simulator. So for today's video, I will be showing you how to make the tapping button. Hi! Hello. Okay, so first... Okay. You don't need to say anything anymore. So, let's insert a script into server script service. Let's call this script leader stats. So inside the script, we're going to write game.players.player added :connect function player. So this is the function that runs whenever a new player joins the game. So when a new player joins the game, we want to create a folder called leader stats inside the player. So to do this, we can write local leader stats with a lowercase l equals instance.new folder comma space player, like this. So this will actually create the object inside the player, but it's not named leader stats yet. So we can say leader stats dot name equals, then in here it has to be all lowercase, spelled like this, or it will not show up how we want it. So leader stats dot name equals leader stats. So now we can write, we need to make the value of how many taps the player has. So we'll write local taps equals instance.new int value. An int is a whole number. A float is a number with a point, so like 0.5, 9.2. Those are floats. Ints are like 1, 300, 2040. So we can do int value, comma, leader stats. The reason we're writing leader stats here is because we want our int value to be inside of the leader stats folder. So now we can write taps.name is equal to taps. You can name yours clicks if you're making a clicking game and not a tapping game. And we can write taps.value equals 0. So now if we run our game, you will see that we have a leaderboard in the top right corner with a value named taps or clicks with the number 0, because we have 0 right now because we set the value to 0. So just to test it, to make sure that it changes, we can change this current client to current server, then open up players, your player, whatever your username is, leader stats, and then there will be taps. So I'm just going to change the value to 1,000,000. Let me make sure I have the right amount of zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now if we go back to current client, it changed. So now we have taps right here, but how do we get taps? There's no way to actually gain the taps. So what we can do now is we can go into replicated storage and insert a remote event into replicated storage, and we'll name this remote gain taps, like that. So now we can actually start creating our tap button. So we can insert a screen GUI into starter GUI, And let's name this screen GUI main, because it will be our main GUI for the game. So, side here, I'm gonna insert an image button. If you don't have an image for your tap icon, insert a text button, and where we change image, change it to text. Change the text property. So, let's change the name of our button to tap button. So, now we have our tap button. Now we're going to move our tap button, so let's just set the size of our tap button. I think mine's going to be about 0.10, 0.10. So just make it like that, 0.10, 0.10 at first. And then after you make a 0.10, 0.10, you can use these to resize your tap button to a size that you like. So I like this size. So now we can drag it to the bottom of the screen. So we're going to be about an anchor point of 0.5, so we can be in the center. And 1. So now we can change our position to 0.5, so it's in the middle, and about 0.9, so let's do 0.95. So it's at the bottom now. So inside of our tap button, let's insert a UI corner just so it gives us this nice rounded corners. So since I'm making a space tapping simulator, I'm gonna use an image of Saturn that I made. So to change the image, you click here in image, then hit add image, and it will be something, and it will open up a new window with image, choose file, and name. So just hit the name, type name as tap, and then choose file. Then it will just open up a window for you to choose a file. So it will just change the name back to the name of the image. Just change it back to tap, then hit create, and there it shows your image that you made. So I'm gonna change the color of my button to a bluish color, like that. So there's my tap button, but it doesn't do anything yet. So we need to make our tap button do stuff. So let's insert a local script into the tap button. We can name the script gain taps, just like our remote event. And in here, in the script, we can say script.parent.mouse button 1 click connect function. What? Okay, and then this is the function that actually runs when we click the button. So, what are we going to do when we click the button? First, we're going to save the player to a variable, so we can write local player equals script.parent, which is the button, dot parent, which is the screen GUI, dot parents, which is the starter GUI, which is inside of the player, dot parent. So, four dot parents to get to the player. Now we can write local replicated storage is equal to game.replicated storage. We can write replicated storage dot gain taps colon fire server, which will run the remote event, and we need to give it two things: the player and how many taps we're going to give. So far we're just going to give one, but when we have rebirths and pets and stuff like that, we'll change this so it's not one. But in this video, we're just going to do one. So now we can insert another script into server script service, and let's name this script gain taps handler, like that. And we can say local gain taps equals game.replicated storage dot gain taps. So this is our variable for our remote event, and now we can write gain taps dot on server events colon connect function, and now we need two parameters, player and amount. So we can write local taps equals player dot leader stats dot taps. If you named your int value in the leader stats script clicks, then here you'll also need to type clicks instead of taps. But I named mine taps, so I typed taps. So now we have our variable for the taps. We can say taps plus equals amount. So now we should have a working tap button that we can click to gain taps. So I have 0 taps right now, but when I click the button, oh, I forgot something. We don't need to write taps plus equals amount. We need to write taps.value plus equals amount. Oops, not value, value. So taps, now that we have the dot value that I forgot, check this out. We click the button, it doesn't work. So we can find out what we need to do by saying, oh, sometimes there's this problem where you need to add an extra parameter, so just write player 2 as the first parameter, and then that should fix it. You can talk. Okay, so we're back in the game, and look, every time we press our button, our taps value goes up. So now we have a working tapping button, but what do we do with taps? In the next video, I'll teach you how to make a rebirth system. So for now, that's all for now. So bye.